Real talk. I think it's time to have a real conversation with your local sheriff. Where are the people's armories? Why isn't it every year the people's armories aren't utilized? And by utilized, I mean the people in the township aren't taken out and shown how to use tactical defense tools and administered proper training. Where are the people's armories? This tyrannical system, mind you, the founding fathers told us this would happen. How quickly we soon forgot how very true and accurate their words were. But one of the reasons taxes were allowed, a real tax, was to create armories for the communities. Why aren't you guys asking where your armories are? Why aren't you asking who holds the keys to the armories and where's the ample ammunition utilized and needed to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic? Oh yeah, real talk, ladies and gentlemen. It's unbelievable what's transpiring in this great nation that I love so much. This coalition of brilliant-minded individuals seems to be turning into sheep at a phenomenal rate. Where are your armories? Why haven't sheriffs been holding meetings showing the people where to meet, where their armories are, and how to acquire tactical defense tools when needed? It won't be long. Mark my words on this. It will not be long, and United Nations troops will be on this soil. They're already here. You just don't realize it because they're not running around in their yuppie blue hats just yet. But they will be. Mark my words. They're slowly integrating and phasing out professionals in their craft, such as hospital staff, with the old... And these people are smart enough to know they don't want this. They don't want the jabby. And then what they'll do is they'll say, well, we have a crisis. We have to move in National Guard. I don't know how many of you guys really realize this. I think there's only like 1.8 million servicemen and women as far as the military is concerned. And out of that 1.8 million, just a small fraction of them is inclined medically. All right? Just a small part of 1.8 million. That's not very many. Where do you think they're going to get reinforcement from? It was all part of their plan. I can see it coming out. It's like being a college football coach and knowing, shit, we need to call an audible. We can see what they're doing. Call the audible. Call the audible. Call the audible, ladies and gentlemen. Call it like you see it. This is clearly totalitarian dictatorship on the move. Communism, Marxism, fascism. Don't care how you identify it. In every sense of the word, it's an egregious breach of the contract put in place to protect everybody's rights and freedoms. Taxation was implemented for armories, ladies and gentlemen. Where are your armories? You spend tens of thousands of dollars a year on taxes. The least these asshats could have done was fulfilled one of their obligations and made sure that every community had an armory. The founding fathers were very clear about this. So, ask yourself this. Why is it that nobody asks about it, one? Two, why is it that nobody seems to know where the keys to the army... Could it be that they bared false promise? You know, they said taxation was for armories to support the Navy, to support military forces in time of war. When we needed to steam off to war, we would ask the people to buy U.S. bonds. How many people even know that stuff anymore? See, there was a time and place the people were in control because the Congress, even though they could vote to steam off to war, still had to get the populace to back it because they needed the funding. Well, instead, they subvert the people by doing business with the international banks. Ta-da! We don't need you anymore. You guys are useless to us. Unless you're going to be boots on the ground and die for our cause. We don't need the people's sweat equity notes. We don't need them to invest in war bonds anymore. Not to mention they never paid back your war bonds anyway. A lot of times, oh, this program's obsolete. There was a fatal flaw. Thank you for your donation and supporting the cause. And because most people at the time believed in the wars they were supporting, okay, they just said, oh, okay, whatever. I did my civic duty for my country. Great. $100 for a bond that was supposed to mature and be worth $3 or $4 or $5 grand down the road. Really don't care. We fought the good fight. We fought for a good cause. And that was one way that they dubiously tricked you out of your sweat equity and got you to engage in something that you probably didn't have any reason to engage in had full disclosure occurred. But I ask you today, where are we the people, where are our armories at? You know, I shared a movie clip with you recently from the 40s, 30s and 40s era. And it was a war veteran, and they were cooking the election. And the guy knew they were cooking the election. And he looked at one of the guys in the crowd and said, go get the keys to the armory. You know what to do. And the man shows up where the sheriff's men had collected the voting ballot boxes and they was getting ready to do some nefarious shit and cook the books again. And they stood up and said, ain't happening. All the tactical defense tools were cleaned and put away that night. Isn't that amazing? For just another day, freedom rang. The sound of liberty went kaboom. And the evildoers were put in their place. Why? Because force sometimes is the only answer. I don't advocate violence. But a strong show of force and a peaceful demonstration speaks volumes. Volumes. Where are the people's armories? We have an establishment who's working for corporations to generate massive amounts of profit by practicing mass genocide with experimental drugs that they are injecting into you. Where are the people's armories? Scattered, I'll think. Shit, they probably don't even exist. They probably don't even exist. So what did they do? They provided a false promise. And a false promise is a felony, ladies and gentlemen. Not only that, it's treasonous to extort people and then not use the funds for what they're allocated for and directed to, which is maintaining the status quo, maintaining tranquility, making sure that everybody in their community has ample arms, proper training, and knows how to handle themselves in the event that some foreign invading army come through town, or worse off yet, a despotic executive branch comes in trying to tell you what the fuck to do in your life. Where are your armories? Maybe you start asking your sheriff, shit, I'll go down there today. He already watches this stuff, so he already knows. I'll be down there today, sheriff, in the town that I frequent, just to say hello and ask you where the people's armory is. You should know. You're the sheriff, right? You should have that answer. Maybe just pop on here and tell us where it's at and who we contact in the need or in the event that things have to go that direction. You know, if I was the president of the United States, the first order of business would be making sure that every man, woman, and child has tactical defense tools in their possession. Why? Because the idiots out there would stop being idiots really quick, knowing that behind every door is a tactical defense tool with someone who knows how to wield it and utilize it if push comes to shove. Now, you may say, Derek, that sounds insane. Ladies and gentlemen, that sounds like freedom. That's the only safety a true government could ever provide its people, is the right to protect and defend themselves at all cost. In the preservation of life, sometimes it requires to euthanize a few. Now in Georgia, prime example, there's a community, one of my family members, don't know if he still lives there or not, they mandated, and a mandate again is not a law, that everybody have tactical defense tools. Ladies and gentlemen, Their crime rate in that county, that community, went from like something like 60%. It was ungodly. The amount of crime was just ridiculous. To this. You want to know why? Because when a criminal with shitty ass intent comes into your neighborhood and everybody's got signs that says, we packing, we stay loaded, we followed the mandate, we all have tactical defense tools and know how to use them, you know what they do instead of stopping? Hey Ned, how many miles to the next town? We got enough fuel to make it to the next town? Because this one don't look very inviting for our nefarious, dubious actions. We better off just rolling on down the road to one of them democratic communities that don't believe in protecting themselves, because, you know, cops will save them even though they don't have an obligation to protect them. And, the cops are always minutes away when seconds count. So if we can just find one of those communities, we're a hell of a lot better off. Prisons should spot before coming home. I'm not sure. I'm not following you on that one, Miranda. I have no idea. They've already been tried and convicted. That's all horseshit. Where's the lynchings? Where are these people being put in Guantanamo Bay? All this rhetoric of they've been convicted, they've been tried. Where's the public hearings? Where's the public hearings so that people can feel relieved that these people are actually doing what they say they're doing? It's nothing more than paper. They're not doing a damn thing to these people. All right? I'm guessing at this point Jeffrey Epstein's on some island somewhere living up life with Jordan Maxwell, his little girlfriend, or whatever her name was, Justina, Jodina, whatever. How quickly we've forgotten about all the adrenochrome bullshit and everything else. The elite of the elite are nothing more than Satanists, hell-bent on destroying our way of lives. It might be time to inquire, 1, where you get a tactical defense tool. 2, where you might find some honorable sheriff who's willing to train his community for the greater of mankind in a peaceful demonstration of force, saying, yeah, my people are qualified. Shit hits fan here. Probably not a good idea to come this direction. That's something they believe in and they will die for, because they would rather die on their feet than die on their knees, or worse off yet, die from one of these. If I was president of the United States, there wouldn't be a family that was left defenseless. There wouldn't be a woman out there having to worry about being raped and not be able to fend for herself. She would be fully authorized to euthanize somebody trying to cause her harm, whether mentally or physically, in any way, shape, or form. Because the old adage, we learned this in kindergarten, ladies and gentlemen, keep your damn hands to yourself. Keep your hands, your feet to yourself. You want to know the great equalizer? I'd pull it out, but it'd scare everybody. The great equalizer, ladies and gentlemen, is being able to take a 75 or 90 pound woman and giving her the strength of the world's strongest man. That's the great equalizer. Being prepared, being adequately and sufficiently trained to handle yourself in tactical defense situations is absolutely a must. Absolutely. My little one, 11 years old, putting marks on paper. Now, I wasn't really pleased with having to use the silhouettes that I was using. I just couldn't find any other targets that I had. It wasn't my intent to have her shooting at a silhouette in the shape of a man, but it's all I had. So, thus, we used it. All right? And her shot placements were gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. You know, and there were some wing nuts out there going, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're teaching her how to shoot. And of all things, using human silhouettes and shadows to shoot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the most dangerous mammal on the planet, it's man. It's man. Far be it from any other creature in the world. The most deadly creature on this earth is man. Like a cancer on this planet. We kill everything we touch. Every time we try and play God, we destroy things. You got scientists over there trying to play God with the old jabby. If you guys don't think these people know what they're doing, they absolutely know what they're doing. They got the rest of the world buffaloed by the media, who is nothing more than a propaganda machine. The Supreme Court has ruled that they have no obligation to tell the truth. They are a source of entertainment. It's no different than the TV show Full House, Sweeney Todd, some movie that you're watching. It's a source of entertainment. That's it. So you got to turn off the old boob tube, start being realistic. Where are the people's armories? I mean, you got the commander-in-chief of the largest corporation in the world saying, here's the deal. My patience is wearing thin with you little fuckers. And if you don't do what I say, the consequences will be great. Wow. Just when I thought that guy didn't have any balls. Holy shit. That guy's got a lot of balls, or he's really fucking stupid. Really stupid. And for all you people that voted for that asshat, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to hit your knees and pray to the good Lord for forgiveness, because that was just absolutely insane. Insane. Silver preferred, yep. TJ Glenn, we have heard this for 2 years. Where's the proof of such an enormous truth? Sure. Well, people pull out paper all the time. I get all kinds of rhetoric sent to me that I don't share and I don't post. I got a guy that I really, really value his due diligence and the time he takes to research, but there are some things he shared lately, and I go, where's your evidence? Where's the proof? When did these courts happen? Where did they happen at? Where was the grand jury indictment? Why aren't the 25 grand jurors talking about it publicly and telling everybody, yeah, we reviewed the evidence on Anthony Weiner's laptop and this motherfucker is going down. Not only is he going down, but everybody that we found in there were the videos and audios, and we went through and we looked at all these high-profile people, and we got their asses. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a day the American people will never forget. We are going to commence lynching these people, and we have decided to do it at the White House to set precedent that if you're in our big house, and you're derelict in your duty, you will swing from the very podium that you once stood at. Bronze was and isn't. Still not following you, Miranda. Sorry, maybe you're communicating with other people. My apologies. My question today, for all of you, where are armories? Where is the tactical defense training provided by your local sheriff to ensure the people's tranquility? Now, I have talked to some sheriffs. They're pretty brilliant. I won't divulge their tactics, but they do openly train people. And there are people in the community, in some communities that I frequent, that do have a large, dare I say, militia in time of need that would absolutely come at a moment's notice. Maybe reaching out to your local sheriff saying, hey, if you got one of those groups, I'd sure like to gain some acquired knowledge on being able to protect my friends, my family, and my community. Amen. Right? So, with that said, I'm going to get off here. Got class on Saturday. I have not sent out any emails yet. You will know. You'll get an email. I've got them all written down. Thanks to Teresa, she worked her little tail off and help write them all down and collect them, so everybody will get an email. There were 6 people who donated thus far who did not follow directions, did not leave an email. You will eventually hear, oh, that Derek, what a scumbag. I donated, and he never invited me to the class. I never got an email, just so you know. I'll put it out there like, I ain't going to drop names. I got access to the names. I don't have access to, or at least the name that they go by on their whatever. But I'm not going to drop them because I have respect for people. But they didn't follow directions, so just so you know, it's coming. Oh, Derek didn't give me an email to the class. He scammed me. I don't scam people. If you follow directions, I do exactly what the hell I'm telling you I'm going to do. I've spent 10 years building a reputation. I'm not going to tarnish it, screwing people over. It's not how I operate. My old man would have me by the back of my neck. All right, that shit just doesn't fly around here. These parts, you're either honorable or you're not. So, and if you're not, because we all realize at the end of the day, in some of the communities that I was brought up in, your word's the only thing you got. So without your word, you ain't got a pot to piss in. I could give a shit less if you got $1 billion. If you're not an honorable man, I don't care about you. I don't care to entertain your blasphemy if you're constantly screwing people over. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. So, there are things greater in this life than physical possessions. And the one thing that I absolutely know for certain that is better than anything else in this world that you can possess is your word. Your word, ladies and gentlemen, is your bond. So, with that said, if you're one of the 6 people that didn't include your email when you donated, I'm giving you public notice now, without ostracizing you. Please send me your email. Send me confirmation that you donated, and send me your email. There's only 6 of you so far. 6 of you. So with that said, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Where's our armories? Where are our tactical defense tools? I mean, after all, the Taliban has 600,000, 600,000 small arms with ample ammunition, helicopters. Those fuckers weren't paying taxes. They weren't supposed to have a fucking armory provided by the American fucking people. Where's our armories? If you're going to fund the terrorists, you make damn sure the men and women here at home have what they fucking need to protect themselves, because you incompetent asses can't do it. Your words fall on deaf ears because your actions show otherwise. You're incompetent. You're incompetent. But we the people are not. So where are our armories? Where are our tactical defense tools? And don't blow this smoke up my ass that the armories were just for the National Guard. Bullshit. Bullshit. And Athens, the Battle of Athens, proves that, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that said, have a good morning. Make sure to ask your local mayor, commissioners, sheriff, deputy sheriffs, police chiefs, hey, man made a valid point today. And with the way shit's going, we've really lost all faith in you guys. Between the teachers union, the FEMA taking over the government, the United Nations being on our soil now in Utah with the headquarters, between them forcing our hospital staff and professionals out of their profession, because I'll tell you right now, many of the people in the public health system are not there to get rich. They're there because they have big hearts. Nobody that I can think of that's in the medical profession is there because it leads to great prosperity. All right? Because it doesn't. It really doesn't. That is a profession that people have a lot of heart and wish to give back to their communities. And when they're being forced out of something they love doing, out of the goodness of their heart, because it isn't for fucking profit, I'll tell you that much. I can't tell you how many times I've watched my mom get attached to people and come home absolutely destroyed in tears because she lost another one today. She lost another one that she grew a relationship with, loved, and cared for. It's an occupation of passion, love, desire to help others. It's not an occupation to get rich, ladies and gentlemen. What are we doing when we're forcing the good men and women who have a whole lot of heart being in the profession they're in out of their profession? What are we doing? Thanks for joining me. I only got one question. Where's the people's armories? Afghanistan seems to get funded by the U.S. government. Where are our armories that we rightfully paid for? Where are they? Who's got the keys? When can we see them? I mean, is it like the Golden Fort Knox? We have it, but we can't show you. We have them. But to show you it would be a matter of national security. National security? Joe Bummer in the office is an issue of national security, ladies and gentlemen. Half your generals in the military are an issue of national security at this point. They've all been compromised. They're all dirt bags. Dirt bags. Where's our armory?